Hello, Bob Allison here, WB1GCM, ARRL test engineer at the ARRL laboratory. You've been waiting a long time for this product review, so stand by for this. This is ICOM's new IC9100. It is truly one entire ham shack in a box. It covers HF to 1200 megahertz with the optional UX9100. It has two independent dual receivers all in this box here. Receives two different bands simultaneously. You'll need that for satellite operation. It has optional D-Star capabilities. I installed the D-Star module in this. The front panel folds down. You plug in a little board and put it all back together again. D-Star operational. And also it is capable of satellite operation. Now let's start with the back side of the IC9100. I'll explain some of the many connections you have here on the back. And this connection here is for the antenna tuner, your AH4 antenna tuner, your power connection here, ground connection here. These two connections are for HF antenna connections. Gives you two, gives you a little bit of flexibility. That's 160 meters through 6 meters. The antenna port here is for the 2-meter band. Over here is your 70-centimeter band, and down here is the 23-centimeter band. Now this little port's optional, just has a cover over it when you buy the transceiver. I installed the UX9100 transverter into this radio, and it allows the 23-centimeter operation. The installation only took me about 30 minutes. The instructions in the manual are superb, and I had no difficulties at all putting the box in, and everything fit mechanically very nicely. So some of the other jacks back here. This one right here, that is the Data 1 jack, and here you can connect a PC using the optional OPC 1529R data communications cable. Allows low-speed data communications in the DV mode. Also, you can connect a GPS receiver through this optional connection, optional cable connection, and for allowing GPS operation. Here's your Data 2 socket here, connects to a terminal node controller. Your straight key connection, although you can hook up a paddle to here as well. Your ALC connection for a non-icom linear amplifier. Your send connection for your amplifier. This is a data accessory jacket here that allows for TNC, for data communications, automatic speaker, automatic antenna selector, tuner, and other external equipment. And right here is your CIV remote jack, and using a PC, you can use this for changing the frequency remotely, operating modes, etc. You can change using this particular CIV remote control jack right here. The USB jack allows remote control of the transceiver using CIV commands. You can send audio to the transceiver through here and get audio out of it. You can do low-speed data through that jack, and you can also clone to other ICOM transceivers. And these are your external speaker jacks. One for the main receiver, one for the B receiver, A and B. So you can actually receive two receivers and two different bands simultaneously. Those of you who are already familiar with ICOM's layout will find no real surprises with the ICOM IC9100. No surprise with the microphone. Here it is, the HM36. Very familiar. I'll put that down over here. And we have the two different receiver displays here and here. Now, I got to operate this transceiver in the satellite mode operation. And one thing that's pretty cool is when you are tuning the satellites, you can set it up so both the uplink and downlink frequencies tune at the same time. Now, it's not absolutely perfect, but it's close enough for operation and for adjusting for the Doppler shift. Get out of the satellite mode here, and you can select different bands here, and we're on 23 centimeters. Just press and hold the button. Now we're on HF. If I want to flip it around, I can give it a flip up here and put 2 meters up here. The only disadvantage I have found with this layout is, suppose I'm a casual FM operator, and I have a multi-band antenna for 2 meters and 70 centimeters. Well, what do I do on the back side? I have two ports, two antenna ports, but one antenna. A real easy solution would be to buy an inexpensive coax switch. No other bones about it, so that's the only downside that I found. Another little difficulty you want to be careful of is when you're installing the digital voice module for D-Star. It's a very small little device that has an itty-bitty little plug on it. Very carefully make sure that that's properly seated. Some of the owners of the 9100 have trouble installing that little module. But use a magnifying glass, look at the pins, line it up, give it a wiggle, put it in, and you shouldn't have any trouble whatsoever. I also used this transceiver during the VHF sweepstakes. And I made many contacts on it with great reports of good audio quality. I made my first 23-centimeter contacts using this. I was very excited. I made satellite contacts. It's a great, smooth transceiver to use. Now, Rick Lindquist, WW3DE, is the reviewer. See what he has to say in QST. Also in this month's review, we introduce two new color summary charts. You always see that on the first page of the review of major HF transceivers or receivers. The two new charts are regarding reciprocal mixing. I write a sidebar in the review all about reciprocal mixing and what it is and how relevant it is to receiver performance. So check that out along with the data tables which highlight reciprocal mixing. I'm Bob Allison, WB1GCM ARRL Test Engineer here at the ARRL Laboratory.